What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ziggy, man. Now today, I got my bro here with me. We're gonna be checking out the appeal of One Piece, man, because I can't convince him, because it's too long, bro. That's the thing. It's too long, so I can't convince him. So maybe someone else, a high level YouTuber can convince him.
Maybe a high level YouTuber.
Yeah. So we'll see if he can convince you. So you want to say anything to the people before we get into this?
Yo, I'm Lion Renegade, and I'm not convinced that One Piece is good. Alright, that shit too long.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
Alright.
We'll see. We'll see if this video can change you. We'll see. So let's get into this.
Alright, let's do this.
For a while now, there has been a certain ominous shadow cast across this channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for four things: my long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. And the problem with those former two is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series One Piece. Which is fine, I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact.
Yeah,
but the issue comes from how insanely long the series is, currently residing at its 833rd chapter, and the staggering breadth of its world has currently 866 named characters.
It has as many characters as it has manga.
Bro, it's even more now, bro. It's like
so how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece? Well, the answer that I've come to, at least, is the same way that one devours a whale, and that is piece by piece. One piece.
Yeah, that's me.
So what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight into a full-blown why you should watch/read, which don't worry, we will get to, is to first put out a shorter video covering what I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece, which will then free us up and allow us to take a much deeper dive into the characters and themes later on. So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come, and let's discuss the appeal of One Piece.
Let's get into it, man.
What is the appeal of One Piece?
Yes, sir.
I first encountered One Piece in 2006 on the UK television version of Toonami, and unbeknownst to me at the time, what I was watching was the infamous 4Kids dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of censorship.
Yes, that's why a big reason why One Piece didn't get as popular as Naruto and Dragon Ball in the West is because the 4Kids dub fucked it up. Bro, yes, bro. It had tons of censorship and fucking just weird ass translations. Bro, it was crazy, bro.
And even despite these factors, I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy. The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand out from other more stoic series I'd seen up until this point, like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had. Of course, as I watched the imaginative pirate adventure on my parents' old
animation,
TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with. That revelation would only strike me several years later, when, on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was. Around every corner in every shop seemed to lie another new piece of Straw Hat Pirate merchandise. Luffy and his ragtag crew were everywhere on everything. One Piece branded bread, One Piece bath salts, even entire One Piece branded shops. It was incredible to see how what I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania of early 90s America. This was, of course, before I started looking into things like global sales figures and weekly shonen rankings. And if I had, I would have known things like the fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide, making it the third biggest selling comic in existence, recently beating out Spider-Man for the #3 spot, leaving only Batman and Superman ahead of it.
I think
then,
recently,
in 2000,
I think it took over Batman. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. Someone can correct me.
Somebody,
but,
take over Superman, man.
But
somebody,
yeah, it's coming for Superman.
Bro,
I'm pretty
come
sure.
For Superman.
Batman sold 1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units. And you could even roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. And it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in sales that One Piece sold that same year. And where things really start to get crazy is that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to run for another decade, it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in lifetime global sales.
I think it already has.
Yeah, it probably already has. Oh my god, it's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, bro, you gotta watch the movie.
I know I gotta watch Jujutsu Kaisen, man.
Watch it. If it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman, becoming the biggest selling comic in existence. Now, I'm not saying I think this will happen, but it's a hell of a thing to consider. And so, how has a series
it's not gonna end.
Pirate boy made of rubber?
It's not gonna end,
bro. It will.
It's not gonna end. Luffy will stay 17 forever.
Well, to put it simply, the primary
bro, the ending is. I'm telling you, bro. We're in the end game right now,
bro. It's gonna be Pokemon.
Oh my god, it's not.
Ash Ketchum is gonna stay 10.
It's gonna be 2-piece, bro. 2-piece. It will never end, bro.
3-piece.
3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece chicken meal, bro.
The appeal of One Piece is the simple premise of adventure. And yes, that is also the core concept of countless other shonen series.
Like, you know how you like,
but nothing really captures the same sense of scale and exploration as
One
the
Piece
world
is like
Our hero on this voyage is the energetic young pirate.
Like, the world is amazing.
Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates. This was Luffy's primary motivator from chapter 1 and remains so in chapter 834. And this keeps Luffy's journey along the one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece. In most other shonen series, our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the course of its run, and these are what make up the arcs. But in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map. And the sub-arcs come from the various different islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand, while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs. Some can be very simple, like the Barrett.
What's that?
You don't know Kino's Journey? Kino's Journey is like roughly like that too.
Oh.
Except it's not as long.
Oh, I never heard of that.
You never heard of Kino's Journey, bro?
Hey, put me on.
Bro, watch the 2003 version.
Oh, shit, we might have the Straw Hats visit a famous sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef. Or very complicated like the Dressrosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured, with literal massive quantities of ocean between them, there's no real limit to the kind of stories One Piece can tell. They start off fairly villain of the week-esque, with most enemies being rival pirate captains, but as we move on, we see the Straw Hats embroiled in government conspiracies, abducted by massive haunted ghost ships, springing jailbreaks, and even being at the center of large-scale global conflicts. And throughout the entire adventure, there's this real genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey from Fuchsia Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord, the world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews in all of existence.
That's one of the
Straw Hat
movies.
Pirates, of whom include a master samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with a awful, amazing sense of humor.
Like, think about One Piece.
He's a violinist?
Yeah, like I'll say One Piece has like it has a lot of characters, and like you'll find like certain characters that you just like you feel for, man. Like it's hard to explain, but
there's like what 1,000 characters now.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
1,000 characters.
There's a lot of characters.
I'm pretty sure a lot of those. A lot of them
are. Yeah, but they're like well written. I would say each character feels like unique. That's what I would say.
I hope they are, but I usually fucking.
One of the core joys of One Piece is watching Luffy slowly ascend in status and build his crew as each new battle propels him closer to his dream while also increasing his notoriety worldwide. It's not ever a story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving, and I think it's only when you look back that you see how far Luffy and his crew have actually come. Of course, the success of an adventure series is largely dependent on the world the adventure takes place in, and this is another area where the series shines. One Piece's world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series, which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but make no mistake, this is a world of layers with its own government, economy, cultural and racial divides, with many, many different factions, all of whom have their own philosophies and motivations. While Luffy and his crew are often at the center, or at least involved in large-scale global incidents, the world also progresses entirely separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common, and when they do occur,
now he's intrigued. We got him. We got him, boys.
That it drastically affects the lives of every character in it.
Now you got Mike.
The Great Summit War. It always feels like there's a larger picture in One Piece, and depending on the global political climate of the time, Luffy and the Straw Hats' allies and enemies can switch from arc to arc, giving the world this intriguing, ever-changing dynamic. And so One Piece's world succeeds on a grand scale, but what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a cartoonish gag character can, through Oda's storytelling, become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic. And this information is often delivered through weighty flashbacks.
I will be the judge of that.
I will be the judge of moments of
the flashbacks, bro. When you figure out like why characters act the way they are, like it gives you like so much insight to why the characters act like
did that too.
But One Piece does to a different level, bro.
To a different level.
Just look at this. Let it ride out. Let it ride out.
Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that otherwise just wouldn't be possible. Like, seriously, you see this dumb-looking idiot in a diaper?
I do see a dumb-looking
Senor Pink, and this guy has a backstory that is absolutely heartbreaking. And upon hearing it, it completely changes everything about how you see him. Bro. Moving swiftly along. Actually, no, wait, no.
Nah, we gotta do this. We gotta do it.
You out there don't believe me, so we're gonna prove it.
Yeah, we're gonna prove it. Let's get it.
Senor Pink started out his adult life as a member of the brutal Don Quixote crime family, where his days were frequently filled with criminal activity and brutal violence. Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least, everything was perfect. Except that Pink was still involved in the Don Quixote family, which he hid from his wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away, and now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells her everything, at which point she demands he stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. Pink, devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital, until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her. And miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile. And so, for the sake of seeing his wife smile, he continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enduring the ridicule of everyone around him. Years later, his wife too has passed, but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son. And so, one of the silliest looking characters in One Piece actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way. And in justifying this, he becomes an actual grounded, tangible character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in One Piece's world. And yet still, Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers fail to give even their main protagonists. And that's to say nothing
about
establishing the main major heroes and villains of One Piece's story. Having so many characters with such fleshed out histories and motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right. The last thing I'd like to talk about with One Piece is also one of its least tangible elements, and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece, Oda himself is enjoying the world and characters more than anyone. It can be seen in the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants and the camaraderie that takes place between the Straw Hats, and even in the ever-evolving unique structure of Oda's story arcs. He always seems like an author not striving to hit a deadline, but an artist creating a world and story distinctly of his own vision. This is something we're going to dig a lot deeper into in a future video, but for now, just trust me. Simply no one writes a story like Ichiro Oda. So with all that in mind, where should you start? Well, the obvious answer is page 1, chapter 1.
That is
the manga is for the most part a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length. And the anime comes with many of its own issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler.
But I'm telling you, bro, the manga is, if you wanted to get into it though, yeah, the manga's the way to go. Because you can read way faster than you know, watching stuff.
But watching it is fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The pre-time skip was paced decent. Like, it was actually paced good. They adapted, I'm pretty sure, like 2 chapters every episode. So if you want to start, like, if you want to watch it, the anime is good. I would recommend it.
If you're curious to know
at least
if
in
One Piece really is for you or not, or even if you just want to dip your toe in, allow me to present a different option, and that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Bara no Matsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by Mamoru Hosoda of the Digimon movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, the movie encapsulates in a digestible 90 minutes everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film for a while. It requires basically no prior knowledge of One Piece or its world to enjoy, and I think even if you have zero interest in One Piece, seeing one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out. Guys, that's going to do it for my intro into One Piece, and there is still a ton more we need to talk about.
That's pretty much it. So let's go into like... Alright, so let's go into, like, you know, final thoughts. So first, how convinced were you before we started this video, from scale of 1 to 10?
Scale of 1 to 10.
How convinced were you to watch One Piece?
It's the question was, I didn't even know anything about One Piece. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, so
so it's one of the animes that, like, you don't get spoiled on.
Yeah.
Like, I got spoiled on Naruto, right? Everybody knows who the Masked Man is.
Oh, wait, chill out, no spoilers for me.
No, like, right. But, like, everybody knows who the Masked Man is.
Yeah.
A lot of people know a lot of things that happen in Bleach or whatever, right? But I don't know anything. I mean, there's a couple of things that I knew about One Piece, but that's pretty much about it.
So how do you feel now after watching this video? Like, has your interest peaked a little bit, or just a tad bit? Nah?
Like, it's like this.
Still not convinced?
No, like, so I'm very open-minded. I probably would like it. But I don't know if I got the time. I ain't got the dedication, bro.
Yeah, that's
I got the dedication. I dedicate my time to Tekken.
Fair enough. Tekken God over here. But, hey guys, this going to conclude the video. We're going to try to, you know, show them some more clips. You know, leave us some comments and of what, you know, we could show them to, you know, maybe convince them more, you know.
Convince me.
Or just show them, you know, show them some cool stuff, you know. But yeah, that's going to be it. I've been your boy Ziggy. Thank you, bro, for doing this video with me. And we out this bitch.